Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. Okay, so this live video, Talani, don't piss me off. Get it?
Okay.
You peed. If you say that, you could go to the potty. Get the pacifier.
Mommy.
Talani.
Mommy.
Yes, get the pacifier. No, I said the pacifier. Get it and come on. You want to be in the video? Come on. Could you get your pacifier and come on? Now come on. You finna take a nap. Kids.
Elbow.
Your elbow.
The elbow.
Come on, let me see your elbow. What's wrong with it? Get your pacifier while you're down there. Watch your head. Come on. Let me see what's wrong with your elbow. Be careful. You can't stand up under there. You're too tall.
The elbow.
Let me see. Which one?
The elbow.
This elbow?
The elbow.
Okay.
The elbow. Bobby.
It's okay. Come on.
The pepper.
Ugh. Okay. Say, hey, YouTube.
I do. Pepper head. Pepper head.
Say, my name is. What's your name?
Nanny.
And how old are you?
2.
You're not 2, baby. You're 1.
I do.
You're 1. Put your shirt down. Put it down.
Cheese.
Okay, you're not taking a picture. This is a video. We're going to talk about.
Cheese. A picture.
There's not a picture. We're going to talk about
Picture.
when you and your sisters were born. Okay?
Let's see. Mommy.
What?
And mommy.
What, baby?
And mommy.
Yes.
I'm tired.
You tired?
I'm tired.
Okay, we can take you to take a nap. Okay?
Hello.
Don't. Come on now, Tamani. Don't mind her hair, y'all. God, I just washed it. So this is what it's going to look like till I comb it.
No.
Yes, I'm going to comb it.
No.
Yes. Yes. Huh. Okay, lay down. Nap time. Tired. Want me to rock you? I just want to rock you all night long. Oh. Okay, so I had my first baby, y'all, at 21. So she'll be 13 this year. Yay, Janira. Okay, my first pregnancy, it was okay. It was a smooth pregnancy for the most part. I had high blood pressure. And I was induced. They say that when you get induced, that's lay down. When you get induced, they say that's worse than just going into natural labor. But to me, it wasn't. I never went into natural labor before with none of my kids. I always had to be induced. My oldest 2, I was induced because I was overdue. Stop. So with Janira and Julia, I was overdue. Janira, I was almost. She was due November 16th, and I had her November 23rd. So that was almost like a week overdue. So yeah, they induced me. I had to go in the hospital at 6:30 in the morning to have her. They induced me. They gave me, what is it called? A pill to soften my cervix. I think it's called Cytosol. field. I don't know what it's called. Started to see.
What did you?
And to help me dilate. And then they gave me Pitocin. Stop. Sit back.
Body.
What?
A body.
Look at your bonnet.
Mommy. Oh.
Stop looking crazy. But yeah, they gave me Pitocin as well. They said that the Pitocin. They say stop. They say Pitocin gives you contractions or whatever. But I was having contractions and I didn't know it. But when I started to feel those contractions, I felt it. I didn't get an epidural with my first child. I wish I would never get an epidural with none of my kids. But we're going to get to that story. Okay, so with Janira, I went in. They gave me the cervix softener. They gave me Pitocin. I didn't have her to the next day. So while I was in the hospital, I couldn't eat no food. That was pissing me off. That really made me mad. I didn't know that you could not eat no food all while using active labor. And I had only ate that morning before I went in. Imagine being in the hospital and you can't eat. That's crazy. Yeah, so the next morning they broke my water at around like 6:24. Something like that. I don't know. It was 13 years is crazy. I don't remember back that far. But yeah, so they broke my water or whatever. They told me it could take up to 24 hours for me to have my baby. They broke my water and I immediately had my baby about 15 minutes later. I want to say 15 minutes. 15 minutes. Yeah. 25. Okay, so they broke my water at 6:25 or something like that in the morning. I had her at 6:45. So 20 minutes later, I had her. And my doctor wasn't there. They had called my doctor right after they broke my water. I told her that they broke my water or whatever. So I felt my baby coming out. They thought I was crazy. But no, I felt it coming out. And yeah. The nurse and stuff rushed in and they was like, yeah, the baby head coming out. First they were telling me, nah, it could take up to 24 hours. You're not having your baby right now or whatever. But I felt her head coming out. And I felt my body pushing her out. So they was like, I was like, could you just check? And she moved the covers or whatever. And the baby head was coming out. She was like, get the doctor in here. I'm going to deliver this baby myself. Or whatever. Yeah, she was coming out. They had to hurry up and rush in. My doctor came in later. They came in. They was hurrying up, trying to throw on their love, whatever them little things is that they put on when they deliver the baby, the little suit things. They was hurrying, trying to put that on, gloves and everything. Yeah, I pushed her out. I had to get stitches with her. Stitches. They stitched up. But yeah, got the stitches. Then I was fine. I didn't have postpartum depression with her. For that to be my first baby, it went by pretty okay, you know. I didn't know what to expect being the first time mom, basically. Yeah, normal life. Then I had my second daughter, and she was born November 5th, 2 years later. So she'll be 11 this year. With her, I was working 2 jobs. Yeah, I was living in Texas when I was working 2 jobs when I got pregnant with her. Then I moved to Milwaukee. Then I moved back. No, I had her in Milwaukee. And yeah, I just went in the hospital. I didn't know I was in active labor with her. I was 4 centimeters when I went to the hospital. And I only went into the hospital because I was overdue and I had just moved to Milwaukee. So yeah, went to the hospital. I told them I was having back pain. I really wasn't in no pain. I just wanted to get checked the same because uh, I was overdue and I didn't have a doctor there. I had just moved there. So I went in there. They told me I was 4 centimeters. They told me it was active labor. They moved me upstairs. Boom, I had her that night. Um, I got an epidural with her, but with her epidural, I um I felt one side of my body, so it really wasn't. I don't know if that's. I don't know. I still felt everything. One side of my body was numb. The other side. Put your foot down, girl. The other side was regular, I guess. But yeah, I had high blood pressure with her as well. Um, through the whole pregnancy. So my oldest two, I had high blood pressure through the whole pregnancy. Um, but I didn't get preeclampsia, just high blood pressure. So yeah, well, my first we stayed in the. This is crazy. With my first child, we stayed in the hospital only for that day. So 24 hours later, which was on Thanksgiving Day, we went home. My second child, Jalea, we stayed in the hospital for 3 days, and I was like, "That's not normal," but I'm guessing it's normal time or whatever. And she was kind of jaundiced, so they kind of put her under a light or whatever the first couple hours after she was born. Yeah. Um, yeah. Husband went pretty smooth. I moved back to Chicago. Then I got pregnant years later with Soraya. Soraya is 6. I had her in 2018. Um, with Soraya, I was living in Rockford when I got pregnant with her. Uh, with Soraya, I'd had high blood pressure, and they were concerned about I had high blood pressure at the end of my pregnancy with Soraya. I didn't have it throughout the whole pregnancy, so they just basically gave me non-stress tests as I got near the end of my pregnancy. They gave me non-stress tests, and they gave me ultrasounds every week, so twice a week. I was doing non-stress tests and ultrasound. So yeah, they induced me a week before with Soraya. They induced me a week before my due date with Soraya because I did catch high blood pressure. Well, you don't catch high blood pressure. I got high blood pressure with Soraya at the end. So they was concerned and they was telling me like, your baby's too big. Uh they basically was measuring my baby ahead of the why your face blurred out on TikTok. They was measuring my baby ahead of her due date. And I was like, y'all changing my due date? The lady kept telling me, no, your baby head is just big or whatever. So yeah, they induced me with Soraya. I went in the hospital in the morning. I had her at night with Soraya, and I stayed in the hospital for 3 days with Soraya. Yeah, 3 days. Um, I did get an epidural with Soraya. The epidural was definitely successful. Like I didn't have no pain with her. Those anesthesiologists were top tier. I didn't have no pain with her at all. I didn't even have pain pushing her out. She was coming out. The doctor was like, just don't push, just wait and let her come out on her own. Yeah. But the only thing about Soraya was born with 3 holes in her heart. And we didn't know. Um, they did her anatomy scan when I was 5 months pregnant with her. You know, they take pictures of the heart, the lungs, the brain, all the features of the baby, count the fingers, the toes, everything, eyes, ears, all of that. But they didn't see the heart murmur when she was inside utero. But when she came out and it was time for us to leave, so the third day, this is what pissed me off. The third day of us being there when we was about to leave, we had on our clothes, getting ready to leave. And you know how the doctor come in, the doctor be like, well, the nurses come in, they check the baby and they check you again. Ask if you have any pain or anything like that. So the last doctor came in that day and she was like, wait a minute. Did you notice that did anybody tell you that your baby has a murmur? I'm like, nah, what's that? She was like, I hear a little murmur in your baby's heart. Her daddy went crazy when I told him that. So I got sad, like, how did my baby have a heart murmur and y'all just now catching it? And we've been in here for 3 days and ain't nobody said nothing. Y'all come in here all the times of the night, all the times in the morning. We're just gonna check on baby and all this other stuff. And y'all telling me that y'all didn't hear the heart murmur till it's time for us to go. Piss me off. So we got my clothes ready to leave or whatever. They make me undress my baby. I take all her clothes off. They bring in a portable, what is it called? Ultrasound machine. So this ultrasound machine is equipped for little baby hearts. So the man come in with the little machine. They get to taking pictures of my baby heart, and I'm asking him like, "So what's going on?" He like, "The doctor will tell you. The doctor will tell you." I had to wait hours for the doctor to tell me. Long story short, my baby was born with 3 holes in her heart. The original hole that's normally in your heart, that when you take a breath, it usually closes up. So I'm guessing when my baby was born and she took that deep breath, she didn't take it deep enough. Because they always, when a baby's born, they automatically stick stuff down the baby's throat to clean the nose, the throat, and all that, or whatever. So my baby didn't get to take a deep enough breath to close that hole. Then she had another hole. What was the other hole? I can't remember the other hole, but the last hole didn't close up. Okay. So she had to continue to go to doctor's appointment. She went when she was a couple months old, 1 year, and then by the time she was 2 years old, because she was too small to get the surgery that she needed to be done. So they basically were saying that the hole that was left in her heart um, was the hole that's supposed to shut off. Okay, so when the baby's inside of you, the baby is getting your oxygen and your food, I want to say, something like that. So that her heart was pumping from her heart to her lungs. That vessel never shut off. Okay, it never closed up. So they said basically, as she grows older, her heart and her lungs was gonna pump overtime, trying to, I don't want to say the wrong word, trying to compensate the extra blood that's going from her heart to her lungs, if that makes sense. So when she turned 2, she got a PDA, a coil put into her heart to stop that blood from squirting to um her lungs, making her lungs thicker. The walls of her lungs, I want to say, thicker or whatever, however you say it. Anyways, Taraya, um, the 2 original holes closed up as she got older. The third one was the one that was left from her heart to her lungs. And yeah, they put the coil in. She's fine now. And she's a normal child. But my baby, you would have never guessed that she had holes in her heart. By the way, she was always energetic. She didn't, she didn't look like a sick baby. But she had problems. Yeah. Now she's a flourishing, smart little 6-year old. And then this little one, yeah, pregnancy with her kicked my butt, literally. Taraya too. Taraya, I had pain in my hips with her. Every time I moved around, my bones and my hips cracked. But with this baby right here, This was the hardest pregnancy. It felt like the longest pregnancy, but it was the shortest pregnancy. But with Lonnie, I was induced as well. I did get an epidural. Okay, so basically, to Lonnie, I actually had uh high blood pressure, which turned into preeclampsia. Uh, yeah. So one day I went to the doctor, normal checkup, and they was like, your blood pressure is too high. So they wheeled me to the hospital part of the doctor's office. They basically, it's the doctor's office was in the hospital. They wheeled me to the hospital, labor and delivery, to monitor me or whatever. So yeah, they end up inducing me that next week. So I had her at 36 weeks in a couple of days, almost 37 weeks. And what happened? They kept on switching me around. Like when I was in the hospital bed, they kept switching me around, saying my baby heart rate was dropping. And with that, it scared me because that's the same thing that happened with Taraya. And Taraya ended up having holes in her heart. So when they was oh, I forgot to tell y'all too. With Soraya, they did put the balloon, the Foley balloon, in me to dilate my cervix, and then they gave me Pitocin to start my contractions. With her, they never gave me Pitocin. They gave me the pill to soften my cervix, and then the Foley balloon, however you say it, the balloon to open up my cervix. So with the balloon, y'all, they had to. This baby was so difficult. Like she was terrible. All while we was getting ultrasound and stuff, she never showed her face, so I never knew what my baby looked like, y'all. She never turned toward the camera. All her ultrasounds and stuff was either her covering her face or the side of her face. We never got to see the full fledged. Like with Soraya, I saw her with her eyes open, her eyeballs, everything. Like not the eyeballs, but like when you get a ultrasound of your baby and you see the face of the baby and you saw the baby eyes was open. With this baby, we couldn't see her face. Um, so yeah, they had to put her. When you go for the even when you in labor and delivery, they put those two monitors on you to monitor the baby heart rate and to monitor your contractions. Yeah, this baby wouldn't stay on it, so they had to end up putting it on her head. They put the monitors cords on her head or whatever, and that's how they monitor her. Then they put the balloon in, and they was like 5 centimeters. The balloon come out. Man, look, they put that balloon in. I got up to go to the bathroom, and the balloon came out. And I was buzzing for the nurse. And she was like, oh, it's okay. It's okay. They never gave me Pitocin. They just let my body just do, I guess, whatever it wanted to do. So, yeah. And I stayed in the hospital. I had her, stayed in the hospital. I had like earlier in the morning. Stayed in the hospital for 3 days. They kept saying her bilirubin, whatever it's called, was too high. So they kept on poking my baby in the feet to get her blood to check her whatever it is levels. And we had to go back to the doctor a couple of days later to check it again, and she was fine. But yeah, my baby had eczema. That's the only problem that she still got. Um, we got to see the allergenist next month for her. No, this month. This month on the 28th, we gotta see the allergenics because basically, when my baby was drinking milk, it'll flare up her eczema bad, like on her cheeks and stuff. She really don't have it now, just like where I got it at, like right here. She got bad eczema, but other than that, she's fine. She's smart. um, yeah, that's basically it. Um, what I'm gonna say, I never had postpartum depression. Um, there is times where I do get overwhelmed. I'm not even gonna lie. Where I just need a break, a break, a breather. You know, all parents have that when you want to just relax. It's not because my baby was crying. Like when my kids were small, I was real attached to them. I'm still attached to my kids. It's just that now that she's a lot bigger and active, it's harder for me to keep up, especially since I had her. And let me rewind back. When I had my baby, and I got the epidural, it messed me up like bad. They talk about back pain and all of that. I literally could not pick up my baby. I literally could not walk like that. Um, I don't know if the actual epidural was placed wrong, but I still feel everything basically when they gave me the epidural. I still felt the pressure on all that they say it's supposed to, you gonna feel pressure and all that. No, I felt the pressure and the pain of the contraction and everything. Um, After I had her, like a couple months later, I want to say she was like 3 months, and well, right after I had her, I had back pain, automatically back pain, and 3 months later, well, when I went to my 6 weeks checkup, I told my doctor like I have back pain and I can barely move or whatever, and she was like, I'm not telling you that you can't pick up your baby, but maybe you shouldn't pick up your baby if you having back pain or anything like that. Like even when I laid down, my back would lock up so bad that I couldn't move. I was crying. Like it was literally days where I was crying that I could not move. Um, I went to another doctor. The doctor just gave me steroids and was like, "Yeah, you need to go to physical therapy. You have sciatic nerve pain or whatever." So I was trying to get into therapy. Nobody accepted me. They didn't accept my insurance or nothing. So basically, from the time that my baby was 6 weeks old to now, I'm still having problems moving around and everything. Like I move a little faster now. I get out of bed a little faster, but I still have pain. Like I can't bend down at the hips, at the waist, nothing. Basically, I'm trying to do everything, get my body back to normal on my own. Um, they told me I had sciatic nerve damage, pain, whatever you want to call it. They said because my muscles, okay, they say basically when you're pregnant, everything changes. True. That's not a lie. So basically, after I had her, my body released so much hormones that my muscles relaxed too much and pinched my nerve. Okay, if that makes any sense. So with that, it was just my left side. So I was using my right side to compensate the weight from my left side to my right side. If that makes any sense. So standing up, I always use my right side. I couldn't use both legs and just, stand up like normal people do. No, I have to basically try to pull myself up using my right side. And with that, once you put all your weight on your right side, eventually your other side is gonna be the same way as the other side because you're putting too much weight on it. So I was going to the hospital and to the doctor because of that. Um, they just kept doing the same thing, giving me steroids. The steroids only worked until the steroids was gone. So that was really no help. So I just walked when I can. I still was doing hair. Bills still need to be paid. Yeah, I still was doing hair. I still was sending to my kids. It's just I just gotta take it one step at a time. And that's what I did. I didn't let that discourage me from doing my normal activities. I didn't let it get me down as far as being depressed because I couldn't move. Yeah, I was hurt. I was in pain. I popped me some Tylenol and kept it going. Um, it was times where I wanted to just lay in the bed, but like they said, that's not good for you to just lay in the bed all day because that's still your muscles relaxed. So when you do want to get up, you're not going to be able to use those muscles. It's going to still be harder for you to move around. Y'all hear the birds? So I just basically been winging myself back to health myself. Like, yeah, I want to start going to the gym so I can lose some of this baby fat because it's been 2 years and I have not lost none of my weight from when I was pregnant with her. And that's not like me. But I can't go to the gym if I can't move my body. What I'm gonna do at the gym? So, yeah, I gotta come up with a plan with my doctor, um, to help me at least because I can move my legs and stuff now. Um, not fully back to how I was before post baby because with all my kids I was able to move around. I was back to my normal self, but with this baby, nope, I wasn't able to do anything. Um, and that's depressing. I'm not even gonna lie, that's depressing. That'll bring you to postpartum depression, but I didn't let it get me down. Uh, pray about it. Take it one day at a time. You know, they say slow and steady wins the race. But no, I'll get back to myself eventually. I'll still do what I want to do. Still do hair. Still trying to be a content creator. Y'all better subscribe to me, y'all. um, watch us on our journey back to better life. Not better life, better health. You know. Um, what else? Everybody keep asking me, do I want to have more kids? Well, they don't ask me, do I want to have more kids? They ask me, do I want a boy? I wanted a boy. I got all girls. So what does that tell you? Like, I don't think that I'm gonna have a boy. So I'm gonna stick with the ones I got. Especially if I'm end up how I was with this last baby. I don't think I wanna take that big of a risk. Um, no, I'm not on any birth control. I'm not on birth control because with my first daughter, Janira, I was on birth control. I wouldn't stop bleeding and I gained a lot of weight. Uh, that was with the depot shot. So I heard that's not good for you, no way. No birth control is good for you. Uh, yeah, I was on birth control when I got pregnant with Jalea. I had the Mirena, which is supposed to be one of the strongest birth controls there is. How do you get pregnant on Mirena? I got pregnant. Uh, so yeah, didn't work for me. I tried the patch. They have a birth control patch. I tried that after I had Soraya. The hormones in the birth control patch mess with my eyesight. Birth control is not for me. God got me at this point. If God wants me to have kids, it's meant to be, but it's not looking like it in my near future. Um, just gonna be these five. What else? I got a lot of questions about who am I. I am a mommy. I am a independent mother. No, just I'm a mom. A soon to be wife. I am a stylist, an entrepreneur. Yeah. Um, I had a question that said, "How can I relate to the people?" That's another story for another day. Yeah, I definitely went through some things in my past. Some things that could have been avoided as a child. To now, I wouldn't even say a child because I say teenage years. Um, yeah, that's another day, another story for another day. Um, Still trying to heal from my past traumas. I'm human. Human. Uh, yeah. I might need to write a book. How juicy this is. Yeah. Maybe I need to write a book about my lifestyle. Y'all gonna buy the book? Uh, from when I was 13 on up. 13 to now. Yeah. Definitely been through some things. But when I'm ready to talk about it, we could talk about it. YouTube, TikTok. Look at the baby. She done went to sleep, y'all. But yeah, that's all for now. Thank you for joining.